Are you here? Are you around here? Oh. Amelia, oh! Hey! Wow.
Oh, hey Annie, what are you doing here?
Well, I thought we were going to film our next episode.
Annie, I'm very hungry.
Amelia, I'm getting really small.
Go.
Oh,
Annie,
oh, you're really small.
Annie, what are you doing to me?
I don't know, I'm sorry.
Annie, you're shrinking. What are you doing?
Amelia?
Annie, I've never seen you look this small before.
Amelia, I don't mean to alarm you, but, what's that?
Well, Annie, that's my new favourite Scrabble word.
Oh.
Anyway, on with the show. Welcome to the final episode of Rats, Mice and Kids, the show where parents become the experts at teaching science to their kids.
For our final episode, Amelia and I want to go out with a bang and do something a little different. We want to show you not just one science experiment you can do at home, but 5 whole science experiments that you can do at home to practice your SciComm skills.
But because Annie and I cannot be reunited just yet, we're both going to show these awesome experiments from our own homes and backyards. All right, let's go. 3, 2, 1.
For this demonstration, I'm going to show you how you can make your own bouncy ball at home with an egg and some vinegar. Let's get to it. So all you need to do for this experiment is to get your egg and put it inside a glass, then get your vinegar and pour it over the top so that it covers the entire egg. Now this experiment, it's a bit of a waiting game, and we have all the time in the world now that we're in lockdown, so it might take 2 to 3 days for that casing to come off, but you can do some observations in the meantime. So I left this egg in here for about 2 days actually, and it's still got quite a lot of carbon dioxide forming around the eggshell, and that's because the vinegar is reacting with the calcium carbonate of the shell, and that's causing a byproduct of carbon dioxide gas. So we have lots of little gas bubbles forming around here, and parts of the film from the eggshell have come up to the top, and it's made it look pretty nasty. So the next step is we need to take our egg out really carefully and take that shell off. I got a second glass of water to scrape off the shell into, but it turns out this was quite a process and I made quite a mess, so cut to some time later. Alright, now, is this egg gonna bounce? Let's see. Oh! So we have made a bouncy egg. I think I'd like to try this over a pan. You can experiment with different heights for bouncing your egg and seeing if it will break or not. You can also add food dye to your egg to give it a nice colour. But there's one way you can level up this experiment, and that's to take the full casing off by scratching that outer layer with your nail. Then you can shine a light through it and see if you can see the embryo in it. Now I had a go at this. I was scraping for quite a while, but I only had 1 egg, and well... Ah! Do you think you'll be able to get your full egg casing off? Give this experiment a try.
Hey everyone, this is going to be one of my favourite experiments, the CO2 Fire Extinguisher. Now, as the name suggests, we will be working with fire today, so for any kids watching this, make sure you have mum, dad, grandparent, some sort of adult there just to make sure that everyone stays really safe. Now, for this experiment, you will need the following things. Okay, a container with a lid. It could be a jug, it could be a jar just like I've got here. Some food dye if you've got some, not necessary, but it does make it look pretty cool. A lighter or a match, a candle, some bicarb soda and also some vinegar. Now, what we're going to do is place some of our vinegar into our container. Depending on the size of the container, it will differ, but I'm going to put about 1/3 of a cup in here. And I'm going to add a little food dye as well to make things look real pretty. Alright, there we go. Next, we need to add about, probably for me, about 1/2 teaspoon of bicarb to our vinegar. Ready? And as you can see, there is certainly plenty of fizzing and bubbling going on inside our container. And while we're looking at that, we're going to light our candle. Okay. Once the fizzing has calmed down a little bit, I want you to carefully pick up your container or your jug, and we're going to pour whatever's happened inside here over our flame. Remember, when we mix gas with fire, we often get an explosion, so watch out. 3, 2, 1. How cool is that? When we mix bicarb and vinegar together, a chemical reaction occurs and we end up with carbon dioxide or CO2 gas. That gas is more dense than air, and so when we pour it over our flame, it effectively pushes the oxygen, which our fire needs to stay alight, out of the way and extinguishes the fire.
This next experiment is all about the Bernoulli effect, or the Bernoulli principle. So if you get a straw and you bend it up and you have a ping pong ball, we can see the Bernoulli effect in practice if we blow really, really, really fast. So cool. So what if we were to scale this up though? If you have a hairdryer at home, you can upscale. I'll put my ping pong ball on. What if I add 2 ping pongs? What if I add 3 balls? And what's really cool about this is if I angle a bowl here that I can use to try and get through. The Bernoulli effect is all about when air travels over curved surfaces, it moves really fast, and faster air makes a lower air pressure system. So when we saw the ping pong ball wobbling, that's because it's moving from places of high air pressure and low air pressure. Give this one a go at home, it's pretty fun. Hey everyone, so for this demonstration you can make your own marshmallow cannon. So you can do that out of an old bottle that you've bought from the supermarket and a PVC pipe. It has a hole in both ends and I've just taped it on here really tightly, and you have to put a hole in the bottom of your container as well, and that's where the fuel is going to go. So I have some fuel here. For adults, it is a fuel that you might be able to get at a supermarket for your barbecues. We need something to fire, so I have some fluffy marshmallows. So when you're firing it, you put your marshmallow right in the top of the pipe so that it's wedged in there at the top rather than it being down here. Now you need to make sure you put the right amount of fuel in. So I'll put the equation in the comments below, but we can calculate from this bottle, because it's 1.25 litres, the amount we need is 40 mils about. So I've got a syringe here to help me measure that. Alright, when you're firing it, make sure you don't aim at anyone, and always be careful when you're doing experiments with fire. Make sure you have some supervision. So here we go, we get light up the end. Whoa! right, there you have it, your own marshmallow cannon.
So our last demonstration for today is the infamous teabag rocket. What you'll need is a plate or a surface to pop your rocket on, a teabag, a lighter or a match, and a pair of scissors if you've got string attached teabag like mine. Okay, first thing we need to do is to unroll our teabag. And you can tip that tea right onto your plate. Okay, open your tube up to create a kind of cylinder. And then, this is the tricky part, you need to pop it upright on your plate. Now it's time to light things up. How cool is that? The flame created by burning the tea bag heated the air inside that tea bag tube, and so the air became less dense. When the tea bag burned, it turned into ash. Now, ash is super light, and so it doesn't require that much force to lift it. The rising of the less dense heated air inside the tube had enough force to rocket that ash into the air.
3, 2, 1. Tell us your favourite demo and don't forget to check out our other episodes for more demos and tips about talking about science with your kids.
Now, Amelia and I have had a ball bringing some of the techniques that we've learned about in our Masters of Science Communication. If you want to help us out with our assessment, please drop us a line, give us a comment, tell us what we need to improve on. You can find us on Facebook or Instagram at Rats, Mice and Kids. Happy experimenting!